Day 2, I took the bulbs out of this fluorescent light because I don't want to overexpose the screen here before we get to doing what we're doing. So I just have some of my video lights here giving us a little bit of light. So the first thing you need to do the burn or to cure the emulsion is a light. So this light came in a kit. Alright, now this has a bulb in there. It's called a photo flood bulb. It says it has an average life of 3 hours. So according to my book, it takes about 8 minutes per screen. So that would mean you could get about 20 screens out of this bulb. Now my question is, can you use any bulb? One. Can I use these little video lights that I have that are very bright? Will they cure the screen? And I don't have the answers to that. I really don't know. I think it will. It just would take longer and you would have to experiment with it. So for right now we're going to use this bulb that came with the kit and we're going to see how it works. Okay. The first thing we had to do was we had to get our design onto some plastic sheets. So here's our design. Alright, it says Amberg acres, a deer, and a buck together. Alright, so this is 4 sheets put together that I have stuck together with double-faced tape. If you take one of these sheets and hold it up to a light, you can still see right through the black. Okay, so you have to put like 3 or 4 of them together to get that dark enough so that that light does not shine through. If the light shines through, it's going to cure the emulsion underneath and then your screen won't turn out right. So this has to be blacked out really well. So I have four pieces glued together here with double-faced tape, and that's what we're going to put on the screen to burn. All right, and the only thing that'll be burned into the screen is the black image. So I also made a smaller one, which I'm going to try and get onto some hats later on. We won't do that today, but I made it at the same time. And there's 4 of them stacked on top of each other also. And then the next thing we need is just a piece of glass. This piece of plexiglass I had laying around here. It just adds weight and holds the print down to your screen, and the light will shine through it, so that'll cure everything around the shape. And according to the book, I need this light to be 16 inches high. They give you a chart in the book, and they give you different dimensions for whatever your screen size is. So this is a 10 by 14 screen, so it told me that this light needs to be about 16 inches. So I'm a little high, I'm at about 18, so I'm going to bring that down just a little bit. Alright, we're at 16 inches there, and you know, I'm assuming you want to be somewhat in the center. The idea is that at 16 inches, this bulb will cast a decent light onto that whole 10 by 14 screen. That's the idea behind it. So this pattern I have made is going to lay right in the center of that. Like so. Plexiglass on top, just like that. And then burn. Alright? So we're going to do that. I'm going to shut off a couple of these lights, and we're going to get that set up and ready to go, so all we have to do is hit the light once you come back. Okay, so we're set up. Got the print on there, got the plexiglass on there. Now one thing I should mention is that I'm basically burning this from the bottom of the screen, which would be the bottom when it's laying on the shirt. So I have the image actually flipped upside down so that when I flip the screen back over onto the shirt, it's going to read correctly. I hope that makes sense. I believe you could burn it through either side. It doesn't matter. but this just the way I got it set up, and that's the way I'm burning it. So I have to have this flipped over so it looks like the mirror image right now. The last thing you're going to need is you're going to need a timer. And normally I would use my phone, but see, I'm using the phone to shoot this video. That ain't going to work. So I have a timer here set for 8 minutes. Alright, so let's make this work. Bright light. Alright, timer's going. See you in 8 minutes. Alright, there's about 20 seconds left on this timer. They say you're supposed to be able to see that screen changing colors a little bit. It's going to be a little darker green or grayish color to it. And I'm not really seeing that, but we'll see what it looks like once we take it off. Alright, there's our timer. We're going to cover this back up so that we don't overexpose the area that was printed. Alright, now with the light shut off, we're going to take this off here. Plexiglass. Oh yeah. Oh, how good you can see that, but I can actually see the picture in there. So now we're going to go over to the wash tank and wash this out. Alright, so here we are at the wash tank. So we're just going to take this hose here. I got a sprayer nozzle on here, and we're going to just try and wash that area out. Well, you can definitely see the image coming out now. Well, it took a little bit, but then all of a sudden, boom, it just came out of there. So that worked out pretty nice. Look at that. It's a nice image. Alright. So it actually doesn't look that bad, but I don't think we cured it long enough. I can see here all of this is starting to wash away here. So it's back to the drawing board. We're going to have to try this one again. For the most part, it turned out pretty good. You can see here where the edge of my plexiglass was. That didn't harden. And then in this, you can see some of the spots where my tape was also, it's washing away. I'm thinking we're going to have to go up to 10-15 minutes cure time or something to see if that makes a bigger difference. So right now we're going to have to clean up this screen and start from scratch. Alright, so I sprayed a little bit of that photo emulsion remover that comes with the kit on here. And then I took a little brush here with some dish soap in it. And this came pretty clean. I mean, this is, I can see right through this. All of that stuff came out of there. So now we just gotta let this dry. I mean, some of this stuff on the side here, I think you're gonna have that. That's just me being sloppy when I put the emulsion on. But so we have to let this dry, and we start over. Okay, so we're on day 3 here, trying to make a screen print. I tried a second one yesterday after the first one failed or washed away. So when I turned on the bulb that came in the speedball kit, it blew right away. So that's what, 9 minutes? Not even 9 minutes. It's supposed to be a 3-hour bulb. So I don't know if Speedball ever watches any of my videos, but if you're watching, get rid of these bulbs. They're not worth the $8 you charge for them. Send them back to where they came from, as far as I'm concerned. This is a total disappointment to me that this only lasted for one screen burn. So After that, I tried a LED light, which I talked about yesterday, the LED light. So I left it on for over 30 minutes, and the only places that were cured were around the outside of the glass that I had on top of the my print. So I don't know where this glass came from. I mean, I do know where it came from, but I don't know what it is. It's plexiglass, but I don't know that there isn't some kind of a coating on here or whatever. This is left over from a project from 12 years ago or whatever, and I finally found a use for it, or so I thought. So the light isn't burning through this very well. So the LED light did not work at all. The screen just washed right away. So now I'm going to try, I had this old halogen work light, so if you don't know me very well, my middle name is Improvise, so I'm improvising here. So I made a little arm here so this light is right over my screen, and this puts out a lot of heat, a lot of light, so I'm hoping this works. Now I don't know what time to use, so I took in on my screen here, I taped 3 corners so that I can pick up this corner here and see if I can see a difference in the color. Because that's what they're telling me, that this should change colors, and it's really not doing that for me. So you can see out here around the edge where this was burned 2 or 3 times here, this has turned gray out here. So I'm assuming that's the color it's supposed to get to. So I'm going to leave this light on until I start seeing a change in the color. And I'm going to record my time, and hopefully once I have a time recorded, you know, even if it's a half hour, I don't care, just so I get a decent screen out of it. I'm going to record my time, and I'll let you know what I get out of this halogen light. So here we go, one more time, right? Okay. So I was watching this real close. At about 30-35 minutes, I could see a definite change in the color of that screen, the outer part of the screen, outside of my pattern. And so I went to a full 45 minutes. I did not want to wash out another screen. So I went to a full 45 minutes, and this looks pretty good. Take a look at this. You can definitely see the difference in color now at 45 minutes. Now the only other variable you have there is the thickness of this and how dark, they call it opacity in the book, but how dark your image is. So I got 4 layers here. I mean, it's pretty dark. You hold it up to the light, you cannot see through the black at all. At 2 layers, I could still see through it. So, you know, that's the other thing you have to take into consideration. So why don't we go over to the wash tank, we'll get this washed out, and we'll see what it looks like. I'm confident it's going to work this time. Alright, here goes nothing. Well, I'm no expert, but I think that looks pretty darn nice. So that came out pretty easy. I used a little bit of soap. You see I still got a few little specks in here. I'll work on that a little bit. But 45 minutes, that's your time for a halogen light like that. It worked out pretty good. Alright, so in part 3 we will be making some t-shirts.